field goal. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So that'll move them up 5, make the kick a little easier.
Rarely do you get kickers that don't want some yardage closer to the post, right? It's rare, but in this case, they'll definitely take them.
So here's the kicker, Caleb Sturgis, on to try the field goal. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So our initial drive this afternoon results in 3. Not sure that that's a statement necessarily, but getting points on the road, never a bad thing.
You're exactly right about that. I love how you framed it, right? Not sure it's a statement, but at the same time, you're putting something out there, aren't you? Letting them know, hey, we came to play today.
Newton on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And his first look is incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. That'll bring up second down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
A first carry for the Hall of Famer, Barry Sanders. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
And there's the first carry of the game from Barry Sanders. His burst, his bounce, absolutely iconic. That guy moves in directions most people aren't able to do.
Career rushing yards are crazy, over 15,000, and the only player with 5 1,500-yard seasons. Just incredible. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and our drive continues here to start quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out. A shotgun snap for Newton. That's caught by Jackson. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
He's going deep for Brown. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know the defenders are getting up off the ground, heaving a sigh of relief. They just held Barry Sanders to a -yard run. But Barry holds the NFL record for most carries for negative yardage. The all-time leader, 1,114 yards lost on his carries, but he balanced it with over 15,000 yards gained when he ran the football.
I think the pros outweigh the cons. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a handoff to Miller. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger dumps it complete to Miller. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Two minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out now come the legends, and our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag, punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now a 1st down throw for Newton. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They go play action here on 1st down. Right side caught by Jackson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll get this one off to Sanders. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives them a new set of downs. On 1st down, it's Newton. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the red zone now, Newton. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. To the air again, Newton. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
A lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. Now Mason Crosby on for the field goal. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Crosby puts it through, and that will knot things up here late in the 1st half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And some space here. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger escaping the pressure right. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals. The combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the offense for the Madden Legends. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, Newton. Forced out to his left. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And his throw here is incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Looking deep here for Ebron. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They are going to go for it. It's Newton. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. Dante Hightower on the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll run it again with Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Raiders on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by Ron Woodson. And he is all the way up past the 25.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. 23 yards on the play. On first down, Newton. Pass incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Second and 10, Newton again. Flush to his right. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. A big play there. And even 40 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Newton throwing again. This will be caught just inside the 10. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Back now in Arlington. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the 4th.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. 3rd and long. It's Newton. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he showed some fancy footwork on the juke, but then quickly taken down. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And Crosby puts it through, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. And we still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but a second field goal now makes it a 6-3 score.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would call this the definition of winning ugly. To me, this is gorgeous. I'm a defender, right? I love these kind of games. The tension is high. Who's going to make the play to win it? And right now, that field goal may be the advantage they need.
And he's all the way up across the 40. And down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, let's go get it now, all right?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Dante Hightower coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Roethlisberger will throw. And he's going to go down again. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Steps away to his left. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. J.J. Watt in there again as this offensive line is in tatters. 3 sacks in 3 plays. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. He's going deep for Brown. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Back to throw, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, it's Sanders. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Another run with Sanders. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Newton's going to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. To the right side, complete to Miller. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Show that bench release and go.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. Underneath for Miller. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. Well, Charles, a game and a decision that people may be talking about tomorrow for sure. Had a chance at a long field goal there at the end to try and tie it. They elect to not kick it, and they lose the game.
And I think what we'd all love to see is that little slip of paper that the special teams coach handed the head coach before the game that said, this is where our kicker is good from today. This is where he feels confident, because that might be the absolute mark that tells us, okay, maybe we have to run more offense because maybe he doesn't feel good about kicking it from this distance.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that,